People just don't like her. Period. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to be back with you today. For those of you who don't know, my name is Elizabeth Rogliani and I do social, political, and cultural commentary and the occasional red pill. If you guys have requested a video and I have not posted yet, just know that because this is a small channel, I do want to do as best as I can to make the videos that you guys are asking for. However, I do record the videos in batch. I do record multiple at once, so it may take a few weeks before I get around to your requests. But I do take most of them seriously. So getting that out of the way, today we are talking about Kate Middleton, or Princess Kate, the future Queen of England, the Princess of Wales. It does pain me that she is often compared to Meghan Markle. After all, Kate, the Princess of Wales, is a woman of elegance, of grace, of discretion, and of quiet strength. Very different than former actress and her in-law, Meghan Markle. Now, I don't know if you guys follow EV magazine, but I definitely follow them. I really appreciate this publication. It kind of injects a different perspective to the cultural conversation, especially that of women's issues. And recently they posted an article called "Why American Women Love Kate Middleton." Of course, there were a few voices disagreeing, but the general consensus was because she is class, elegance, and specifically, no drama. Let me ask you, can you carry yourself with class and elegance and simultaneously carry a cloud of drama everywhere you go? Complain constantly about their life, start fights to get attention? I personally don't think so. Now, of course, there are people and women who fight against the classic idea of femininity and elegance and grace. There is a societal attempt to make women louder, more vulgar, and boisterous, which I'm not really sure why that's better. Recently, I've been reading a book called the AntiMary Exposed. One of the many books I read, I tend to have a short attention span. The AntiMary Exposed speaks about the Antichrist and Christ, and how many of these figures of the Bible have their opponent, let's say, for lack of a better word, Mary does also, and that would be the anti-Mary. The author believes there is an anti-Marian spirit in our society, and I'll read you a little bit of what she says. If there is indeed an anti-Marian spirit, what might it look like? Well, a woman in its grip would not value children. She would be bawdy, vulgar, and angry. She would rage against the idea of anything resembling humble obedience or self-sacrifice for others. She would be petulant, shallow, catty, and overly sensuous. She would also be self-absorbed, manipulative, gossipy, anxious, and self-servingly ambitious. In short, she would be everything that Mary is not. She would bristle especially at the idea of being a virgin or a mother. Women have always desired equality and respect, but our current culture isn't seeking it through the grace of Mary. Rather, the culture seeks this equality and respect through the vices of Machiavelli: rage, intimidation, tantrums, bullying, raw emotion, and absence of logic. Now, I'm not in any way trying to make this a religious thing or compare Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, to Mary. However, as you can see, there's this polarity happening between Meghan Markle and the Princess of Wales. They are complete opposite. One of quiet strength, one that spends her time complaining about the little things that she cannot control in her life. So going back to that post by EV magazine, there is one comment specifically that definitely called my attention. This was actually a woman who commented multiple times. And one of the comments, she said that she did not care either way for the Princess of Wales or Kate Middleton, that for her it was a non-issue. However, she seemed to contradict herself by commenting under multiple people and by sharing this comment. Quote, "Everyone saying because she's classy and not dramatic are the ones putting us back 200 years. Kate is quiet about her pain, and that gets rewarded in society. When women don't speak up, they're rewarded. When they do, punished. You're all punishing Meghan for being a black woman, speaking up about the trauma the crown put her through, which is exactly what Diana did. But you glorify Diana and punish Meghan? And you glorify Kate because she upholds an age-old sexist standard of keeping quiet and standing by your husband? I don't hate any woman, and neither should any of you, but give Meghan the credit she deserves. Yikes. Credit for what? There is a lot to dissect in this comment. Everyone has some pain, some complaint, some frustration in their life, especially if that's what people choose to give their attention to. Of course, there's people that are struggling more than others. That is just the nature of humanity. But there's people that really have very little issues in their life, yet they hyper-focus on them. But knowing that everyone has some kind of issue and some kind of struggle, whether you think it's minor or not, sometimes it is best for us as individuals to not bring more drama into the world. Honestly, for the most part, most people don't want to hear about your problems unless somehow it makes them feel better about themselves. And that's why people engage in gossip about their friends. But people in general don't want to hear about your issues because they have their own. It is understandable when we want to speak to a close friend or relative about something that we are going through, to get their advice or just to vent. Or if you're a public figure, to occasionally share a struggle, occasionally being the key word here, to occasionally share a struggle so that people relate to you. But no one likes a person who is constantly complaining, constantly putting their trouble on other people's shoulders. Leave people feeling lighter after having a conversation with you instead of feeling like you sucked the energy out of them. Have you ever been in a situation where the person that is with you or around you or in a social situation with you in general, and they're complaining about what they're wearing, they're complaining about their money issues, their house situation, their appearance, and it almost feels as if they want you to validate them in some way. And you end up feeling drained. You don't exactly know what to say. Years ago, my mom gave me a book written in 1938, and it's a book of etiquette. I actually have it right here. A clear thing that I remember is that the book tells the reader that their troubles are their own. That if you are on a diet, for example, and are eating less, you don't have to share your sacrifice to everyone at the table who is enjoying their meal. Be discreet. Not everyone has to know. So we have reached the point of oversharing, that the girl who commented on the post has room to criticize Kate for not complaining about her life as the Princess of England. Yes, the royals have or live in a gilded cage of sorts. They have limitations that us normies don't have, but they also have incredible privileges that we do not. Meghan Markle actually complained that her home in England, in which she was living with Harry, was too small and that Oprah couldn't believe she lived there. Meghan, try standing in front of a woman who lives in a poor nation, in a small house where she shares a single room with 10 people. You can complain about your situation in England to them. You see, it isn't kind, it isn't graceful to complain about things constantly. It is, in fact, easy. I much prefer the strength a woman like Kate has to keep the trouble she has, if any, to her own private circle, her husband and her children, her husband and her family. Given the age of reality TV shows, though, we have become a bit too accustomed to knowing other people's dirty laundry. It is not putting us back 200 years to say that we prefer a style of dignity and quiet strength and discretion. Then she writes, Kate is quiet about her pain. What is this pain? Do you know her personally? Do I think she may have troubles? Moments of sadness and weakness? We all do, so I'm sure she does. But should she be broadcasting them to the world? I can't think of anyone that doesn't have quote-unquote pain of some sort, but I don't expect all of these people to share it with everyone, much less for someone like Kate to use her royal platform to do so. Then she writes, when women don't speak up, they're rewarded. When they do, punished. Really, because Meghan and Harry were just awarded $100 million to complain for 6 hours on Netflix. And by the way, even if her claim were true, which it isn't, do you think men are encouraged to share their feelings? Is it only women who are not encouraged? Men are not encouraged to speak up either. In what world are you living in to think the opposite? Here's the thing. In men and women, and humans in general, we prefer people to carry themselves with some dignity. We respect that more. Has nothing to do with whether you're a man or a woman. Then she goes on to speak about her race. How Meghan is punished for being black. Let's be honest, Meghan is not black. She's biracial. That is fact. Her father is very white. She does not even look black. I used to watch Suits, and let me tell you, I had no clue that she was quote unquote black or biracial. I just assumed she had that olive tone of Southern Europeans or Greeks. I did not for a second think that she had a black mother or a black parent. It is interesting to me that when someone has a white parent and a black parent, they're black automatically. Even when the person does not look black and even looks white with European features. But this narrative that Meghan is being punished because of her race is absurd. She uses her race as a way to victimize herself and make money. She's not being victimized because of her race. People just don't like her. Period. Stop using her race as a cope. Comparing her to Diana is a cope. Diana had a bad marriage. Everyone today glorifies Diana now that she is gone. But she wasn't a perfect human being. She liked being the center of attention, and this was especially because she had a bad marriage. She had a tendency of calling paparazzi for pap shots, and she also wanted to control the press. So in that sense, in her worst qualities, perhaps she can resemble Meghan Markle, but not in her best. Then we go on the part where she finishes her comment. And you glorify Kate because she upholds an age-old sexist standard of keeping quiet and standing by your husband. I think we have touched on why this is wrong and why people like Kate. I think this comment really showcases what type of person this is. And honestly, many people think like this. There's nothing wrong with standing by your husband. Does she know something that we don't know? Why wouldn't Kate stand by her husband? That's her husband. You made vows to stand by this man and him to stand by you. This is a very modern American trash reality TV perspective that someone like the Princess of Wales should be using her royal platform to cry on the shoulders of the British people and the world. Body language expert Jesus Enrique Rosas explained in a video why discretion and dignity works so well for Kate, and that the mystery around her makes her even better liked. He said, quote, mystery is something that every single person should be able to handle in a healthy way. You should never reveal everything about you in one sitting because you'll instantly become boring. 100% agree. Kate is also doing what the rest of the monarchy does when it comes to working royals, taking the high road. Notice that the palace isn't fighting with Harry and Meghan, nor are they engaging in a statement war. They are keeping dignified silence and continuing with their engagements to the nation. Their motto of do not complain and do not explain stands true. We could all learn a thing or two, especially in this era of social media where it is so easy to overshare. Now with that said, I will leave you today. If you want to watch more of my content, just click one of the videos right here. I will see you next time.